I get that the people in Colombia, that the lobby wants me to either not vote or to vote green on this. But my constituents want me to vote red, and they want their tax money spent on core government functions, on their roads, on their schools. That's what they want their money spent on. So, they don't want us in here trying to play this government planning thing where we in our bureaus can figure out where the jobs should be, who should be employed, how much money should be allocated where in the private sector. It never works. It's socialism. It's never worked anywhere before. So what are we doing trying to do it here?
But would you consider the fact that South Carolina's track record on bringing major projects into this state has a winning record, and therefore, again, commerce should be listened to rather than those people back in your district that may not have ever brokered a deal, may not understand what it means to being a project, may not understand economic incentives. So what you're suggesting is we should listen to the people back home in your district rather than the people at Commerce that have been successful at bringing these mega deals to South Carolina.
Mr. Rutherford, I don't think that you could have espoused a philosophy that disagrees more fundamentally than me. I completely disagree with you, and I think that you believe what you just said. But no, I 100% am going to listen to the people back home who I represent in this House, and you should listen to the 40,000 people in your area, and not the bureaucrats at Commerce, and not the lobbyists, and not the multi-billion-dollar international corporations. You should listen to your constituents like I am. So yes, I will always fall back on the common sense of the wonderful people from Taylor's and Greenville Eastside, far more than I will ever listen to unelected bureaucrats, other representatives in here who have been here for far too long and have maybe managed a whole lot of these deals, and far more than I will ever listen to any member out there.
So, Mr. Morgan,
a star is born.
Mr. Reagan.
First, a shameless pitch for my merch. I have designed what I'm calling my Trump collection. It's 6 original Trump designs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus a repurposed ad from Ronald Reagan in the 1980s, which I thought was very cool. If you like this stuff, go buy some of it. If not, just get a Mr. Reagan mug or an America First t-shirt or a Trump mugshot mug. After all, he is America's most wanted, no matter which side of the political divide you're on. All right, now let's get down to the business of celebrating this new Republican hero. This is South Carolina State Representative Adam Morgan, and he is what we call a total badass. This guy is 34 years old, and he's serving in the State House of Representatives of South Carolina. He's a politician at the state level. He's not working for all of us Americans in the U.S. House or the Senate. Not yet. I suspect that will change very soon. Where, how, why, I don't care. All I care about is when. We need to get this guy into higher office immediately. We need a ton more guys just like this at the federal level, and we need to elect them yesterday. It's funny, you know, when you hear somebody speak in a way that perfectly articulates your own values, you just instantly relate to that person. You're like, this is one of my people, you know. And I absolutely love the words spoken by this man. This exchange was very fortuitous in a way, right? Because the ideas that were expressed by his Democrat colleague could also not have been better articulated as an expression of ideas that I wholeheartedly detest.
Commerce should be listened to rather than those people back in your district that may not have ever brokered a deal, may not understand what it means to being a project, may not understand economic incentives. So what you're suggesting is we should listen to the people back home in your district rather than the people at Commerce that have been successful at bringing these mega deals to South Carolina.
And I don't think I'm alone. I, of course, posted this video on. I'm going to read you a few of the responses. These are so positive, so optimistic, and so brilliant that I cannot wait to read you these. First, of course, I have to sell you something. And I actually have some really good sponsors at the moment. So you know what? I'm not even sorry. Okay, I'm a little sorry. But this has to be done, so let's do this. All right, you know those ads for buying prepper food kits in case disaster strikes? Well, this is one of those ads. But I think the ad copy that the company gave me, I actually think it's pretty good. It's compelling. Listen to this. They wrote, "You won't believe it, but Gen Z is probably more prepared than you are. Recent research reveals a whopping 40% of Gen Z is prepared for the worst. That's twice what Gen X is doing. Shocked? well, Gen Z knows that something big is coming. And look, maybe not. Maybe nothing big is coming. Maybe everything is going to be just fine. But a lot of us are pretty concerned about the 2024 election, and you know that it is possible that everything is not going to be just fine. I'm preparing for the worst in ways that you would not believe. Actually, I'm doing way more than buying food kits. But if you have a family, the time to do something about a potential disaster in America really is right now. So go to my affiliate link, preparewithmrreagan.com, and there you will find a really good offer, actually. This is really unusual for My Patriot Supply. It's a 1-year food kit, a food kit large enough to last you 1 whole year, and they're going to give you $700 off. So this is just under $2,000. But then basically you are set. You are good to go. All right, let me read the rest of this copy here. My Patriot Supply has helped millions of Americans prepare for emergencies. They're ready to help you too. Sealed inside rugged 4-layer packaging, their delicious meals last up to 25 years in storage and provide over 2,000 calories a day. That's over 2,000 calories a day for over a year at a special price of under $2,000. This rare emergency food kit deal ends this week and you won't see it again. And look, if you're not interested in this, don't worry about it. But if you do want this kind of thing, I think now is actually a really good time to get it. So go to preparewithmrreagan.com. Free shipping is included. Preparewithmrreagan.com. All right, so here we go. Let's see what my people on Twitter had to say about this legend, Adam Morgan. My buddy Mexican Iron Man wrote, "I've never been prouder to live in South Carolina." Someone by the name of Mike the Spectre wrote, "The guy he's talking to represents our current politicians. Could not agree more." Dark Messiah wrote, "Can he be the president, please?" Peter Hultram wrote, "I can't believe that dude said the quiet part out loud." Zach in the Box 88 posted a meme of Kylo Ren screaming, "More." Gordon Newell wrote, "Why is there still a crown on the ceremonial gold mace? I thought you did away with that in 1776. And I wrote back, "Probably because it looks cool." And then Gordon Newell responded, "A fair explanation that rings true at every level." I Am Red Pill posted about a gazillion hands clapping emojis. Get Busy Livin' 123 posted a meme of a mic drop, which I think is totally appropriate. Ted Anjiqua simply wrote, "Wow, perfect." This is a good one. Pete Redux wrote, "Imagine being elected as a representative and actually representing the people who elected you." Imagine that. Crazy, right? Dwight Whitman wrote, "I wonder, when was the last time we actually had a representative of the people for the people in government?" Right? Brian McGuire wrote, "This is the clip that everyone needs to see. Do what they sent you to do. Not that hard. This guy is a winner. I don't even know his name or his party, but he's doing what his voters told him. So I am all about it." Brian McGuire, I agree with you 100%. Genesis777 wrote, "His face at the end reads, checkmate." Totally. S_VTO wrote, "Wow, how refreshing. We need more of this starting yesterday and forever moving forward. God bless this unknown person." Well, he's not unknown anymore because I have given you his name. Adam Morgan, the legend. Angry Rant, Les Gars, writes, "Light 'em up, boyo." D Nice writes, "All right, buy that man a beer." Conservative Commando, Dachshund Dude, writes, "We need about 3,000 more just like him." We do. Frodo Lives 631 writes, "Who is this?" Bobby Butcher, Swamp Matt, writes, "That was awesome." Suze MW03 writes, "Please keep this going." Gen Xer XY writes, "Wow, love him already." Christopher Keithley writes, "What a guy." Nora Charles writes, "True dat. I admired him when it first came out. It's so easy when you live your principles and remember who you're actually working for. It's sad that this gentleman is an aberration." Then we've got refreshing and in short supply, outstanding. So this guy's awesome. 400 more of him in Congress, please. I want him as my representative. Clap, clap, clap. All kinds of emojis. And finally, somebody by the name of Jean-Claude Tremblay writes, "Yes, he has balls," which I thought was great. So there you go. You know, it's really fun to find a diamond in the bucket of coal that is American politics. I genuinely get enthusiastic about the future when guys like this reveal themselves. Mr. Morgan, you have an open invitation to come on Mr. Reagan, although I suspect you will soon have a lot of far better opportunities than my little show.
Viral videos from state houses, is that like a contradiction in terms? Rarely ever happens, but in the last few days, there has been one from a certain Adam Morgan of South Carolina. Let's find out how all of that actually began with South Carolina State Representative Adam Morgan. Welcome to America First.
Hey, Sebastian, thanks for having me on. This is exactly what we see so much in politics today, where these elites think that they know best, that the government creates jobs, which they don't. The government doesn't create any jobs, the private sector does. And you even have Republicans joining with Democrats to push these crony deals and this creep of socialism into all of our institutions, even the private sector. And as you can tell, I was pretty shocked at his remarks and even tried to help him. I was like, oh, and he still went all the way to say, you know what? Our people are idiots. Let's trust the bureaucrats because government knows best. You know, he is the leader of the Democrat Party in the House. He's the minority leader. And when he was speaking, you heard it wasn't a mistake. He's very eloquent. He's very on message. He just said the quiet part out loud that they all believe because, you know, we just are so much better than the American people. And it's so opposite of an America First approach. America is great because our people are great. So get the government out of the way and let the people be great.
Adam Morgan, some incredible straight talk there, blowing the whistle on the political system and how things work in your state. And I suspect Washington.
We need more people to stand up to the establishment, to stand up to the swamp, is what we call it over here in the States. And it's very real. You have this kind of uniparty establishment between both parties and between the lobbyists, where they care more about what lobbyist special interests think than the constituents and the interests they represent. And we've just got to break that stranglehold on American politics.
Adam Morgan, the legend. I can't wait to see you in the U.S. House or the Senate soon. All right, that's it for me. Now go buy all my overpriced crap on Teespring. Like I said, I've got some really great new t-shirts and mugs that I am really proud of, so go have a look at that stuff. Or just send me money via Super Thanks here on YouTube so I can keep trying to save the world. These videos aren't always great, but every once in a while I produce a gem. All right, thanks for watching, and remember, it's not that all liberal friends are ignorant, it's just they know so much that is not so. Good night.
We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars. And it's been said if we lose that war, and in so doing lose this way of freedom of ours, history will record with the greatest astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth.